What are you specifically afraid of? Is it failure, rejection, the unknown? Once you identify the fear, it's easier to manage it.
That makes sense. So how do you actually manage it then, once you've identified what's holding you back?
Well, one thing she suggests is reframing failure. Instead of seeing it as this big, scary thing, try to see it as a learning opportunity.
Welcome back, everybody. Today's deep dive is going to be pretty powerful stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We're looking at, how to make things happen in our lives, how to get that abundance we all want.
Absolutely.
And we're going right to the source for this one. Holistic life coach Violet Spring's book, Abundance, the Whole Truth.
Great book.
Yeah, so much good stuff in there. And we're focusing in on one specific idea today, one that she calls the ninth universal law, the law of action.
Love it.
Yeah, and the other basic idea is that it's not enough to just, wish for things. You actually got to,
do something.
You got to do something. Exactly. And I think we've all had those times where we feel stuck, right?
Right.
I know I have. And then, you finally get a little momentum, take a few steps towards a goal, and things start to shift. I mean, I had a friend, she, just felt totally lost for a while. And then she started this little side hustle, just a few hours a week at first. And it totally
transformed her.
Yeah, transformed her. So we want to dig into that, how this law of action can help us all kind of get unstuck and move towards those things we really want.
And Spring really dives deep into that. She doesn't sugarcoat it. It's about taking control, realizing that you have the power to change your life.
Right. Like she says, and this is a quote, "You are the sole creator of your life experience."
Powerful stuff.
It is, right.
Mm-hmm.
On the one hand, it's like, wow, I have all this power.
Right.
But then on the other hand, it's also like, whoa, wait a minute. That's a lot of responsibility.
It is, but it's also incredibly freeing because it means you're not a victim of circumstance. You have choices.
Exactly. And Spring's very clear that, this isn't about some like magic solution. It's not think positive, everything falls into place kind of thing.
No shortcuts.
No shortcuts, right.
Right.
She really goes after those, what you call them, the easy solution myths, those promises of overnight success without putting in the work.
Oh, there's so much of that out there, right? Like get rich quick or lose weight effortlessly. It's tempting to believe, but
tempting. It's so tempting, but deep down we kind of know it's not realistic.
And Spring uses this great metaphor in the book. She compares abundance to like a 4-course meal.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
And she says, you can't just wish for a delicious meal to appear. You need the right ingredients. You got to put in the effort to cook it.
Right. So what are those ingredients then for abundance if it's not just wanting something badly enough?
Well, she talks a lot about dedication, the effort, the willingness to, change and grow.
So it's not passive then?
Not at all. In fact, she says, and I love this quote, she says, hope is not a strategy. Wishful thinking is not a strategy. She's really adamant about that.
You got to actually do something.
Exactly. And she gives some really concrete examples. Like, if you want to lose weight, okay, well, what actions can you take? Change your diet, start exercising, want to quit smoking, seek help, find a support group, looking for a new job. Don't just sit there. Identify your skills, network, send out those resumes.
So it's about taking those concrete steps, but, that can be scary, right? Especially if you're afraid of failing or things not working out the way you hoped.
Absolutely. And Spring addresses that head on in the book. She has a whole section on overcoming fear and resistance.
Because we all feel that, right? The fear of, putting ourselves out there, taking a risk.
Exactly. But she encourages us to really look at those fears. What are you specifically afraid of? Is it failure, rejection, the unknown? Once you identify the fear, it's easier to manage it.
That makes sense. So how do you actually manage it then, once you've identified what's holding you back?
Well, one thing she suggests is reframing failure. Instead of seeing it as this big, scary thing, try to see it as a learning opportunity. It's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them.
It's all part of the process, right?
Exactly. And you don't have to do everything at once. Spring emphasizes that it's okay to start small. Break down those big goals into smaller, more manageable steps that can make it feel less overwhelming.
Small wins, right? Like those little victories build momentum.
Exactly. It's like a snowball effect. And visualization can also be really powerful. Take some time to really imagine yourself achieving your goals, feeling that sense of accomplishment. It can really motivate you to take action.
So it's like creating a mental picture of what you want, almost like a roadmap to get there.
Right. And Spring also talks about the importance of seeking support. Talk to your friends, family, mentors, anyone who can offer encouragement and accountability. Knowing that you have people in your corner can make a world of difference.
Makes you feel less alone in the journey.
Yeah, exactly. And that leads us to another key element Spring highlights the power of accountability. She dedicates a whole section of the book to this, and she believes it's crucial for turning intention into action.
Because it's easy to, have good intentions, but then life gets in the way, distractions pop up, and we lose focus.
Exactly. So Spring recommends setting SMART goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
Ah, yes. The classic SMART goals. I've heard of those.
They're a great framework for creating well-defined objectives. And once you have those goals, she encourages you to share them with others. Tell your friends, your family, even post them online if you feel comfortable.
I guess that kind of creates a sense of, public commitment, right?
Exactly. It makes you more accountable because you know other people are aware of your intentions. And she also suggests joining a group or community that aligns with your goals. It could be a fitness class, a professional networking group, anything that connects you with people who share similar aspirations.
So you're surrounded by people who are on a similar path.
Exactly. And it's so motivating to be part of a supportive community. Spring also recommends tracking your progress. Keep a journal, use an app, whatever works for you. Just find a way to monitor your actions and achievements.
I love that. Because it's easy to forget how far you've come, especially when you're focused on what's still ahead.
Right. And it's important to celebrate those milestones, no matter how small they may seem. Those little wins are what keep you motivated and moving forward.
It's like giving yourself a little pat on the back for all the effort you're putting in.
Exactly. Now, Spring doesn't just talk about the importance of accountability, she also provides a ton of practical strategies for taking action. She really wants to equip us with the tools we need to bridge the gap between intention and action.
So what are some of her top recommendations? I'm all ears.
Well, one of the most important things is to create an action plan. This means outlining the steps you need to take to achieve your goals, breaking them down into smaller tasks, and setting deadlines.
It's like creating a roadmap, right?
Exactly. It makes the journey feel less overwhelming. She also emphasizes the importance of prioritizing tasks. Not all actions are created equal, so focus on the high-impact activities that will move the needle the most.
It's about working smarter, not just harder.
Precisely. And to foster consistency, Spring recommends establishing a routine. Incorporate your action steps into your daily or weekly schedule. This helps create structure and support your goals.
Like building those positive habits.
Exactly. Now, we all know how distracting the world can be, so Spring also advises limiting distractions. Declutter your workspace, set boundaries with technology, do whatever you need to create a conducive environment for productivity.
It's about being intentional with your time and focus.
Exactly. Now, while having a plan is important, Spring also reminds us to stay flexible. Life is unpredictable, things change, and we need to be able to adapt.
You gotta roll with the punches, right?
Exactly. And here's a truly inspiring concept Spring introduces. Our actions can have a ripple effect, influencing those around us.
Oh, that's a powerful idea. Tell me more about that.
Spring believes that when we take action towards our goals, we inspire others to do the same. Our commitment to personal growth can motivate those around us to pursue their own aspirations.
It's like a chain reaction of positive energy.
Exactly. For instance, if you decide to adopt a healthier lifestyle, your commitment to exercise and good nutrition might inspire a friend or family member to join you.
Actions speak louder than words, right?
Absolutely. And this ripple effect extends to our professional lives as well. Taking initiative, learning new skills, going after new opportunities that can inspire your colleagues to do the same, creating a more positive and growth-oriented work environment.
It's like raising the bar for everyone.
Exactly. And this ripple effect goes beyond our immediate circles. Spring believes that even sharing our journey online, whether it's through social media or blogging, can inspire and encourage others who are facing similar challenges.
That's like creating a sense of community and shared experience.
Right. It reminds us that we're not alone in our struggles and aspirations.
And sometimes, just knowing that someone else has been through something similar can be incredibly comforting and motivating.
Absolutely. And Spring emphasizes that it's not just about sharing our successes. Sharing our struggles, our setbacks, our vulnerabilities, that can be even more powerful because it normalizes the ups and downs of the journey and fosters a sense of shared humanity.
It makes us realize that we're all in this together.
Exactly. And that's a really beautiful message, isn't it? It's a reminder that we're all connected and that our actions can make a difference, not just in our own lives, but in the lives of others as well. And it really ties back to that law of action, right? Like, it's not just about us, it's about the impact we have on the world around us.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful stuff. So as we're, wrapping up our look at this law of action, what are like the big takeaways? What do we really want to make sure people walk away with?
Well, I think the foundation is really taking ownership, It's realizing that we're not just passive bystanders in our own lives. We have the power to create change.
Yeah, it's about stepping into that driver's seat.
Right.
Not waiting for things to happen, but actually making them happen.
Exactly. And spring makes it clear that this isn't about being perfect, It's not about expecting some overnight transformation. Real change takes time, it takes effort, and it's okay to stumble along the way.
It's a process, right? You got to be patient with yourself. Celebrate those small wins. Learn from the setbacks.
Exactly. And those strategies she talks about for dealing with fear and resistance, those are gold. Acknowledging the fear, reframing it, finding support, those are all so important.
Yeah, because we all have those fears, right? It's human nature. But it's about not letting those fears paralyze us. Finding ways to move through them.
Exactly. And accountability, that's huge too, right? Setting those SMART goals, telling people about your intentions, finding those supportive communities, that all helps to keep us on track.
It's like having a safety net almost, or like a cheering section that's there to encourage you when things get tough.
Absolutely. And Spring's practical advice is just so helpful. Creating that action plan, prioritizing tasks, building routines, minimizing distractions. She gives us concrete steps to take.
It's like she's handing us a toolkit, right? Like, here are the tools you need to make this happen.
Exactly. And as we put those tools to use, as we take action, start creating those changes, it's important to remember that ripple effect, right? The impact we have on the people around us.
Yeah, it's like we're not just creating a better life for ourselves, but we're also inspiring others to do the same. That's pretty amazing when you think about it.
It is, right? So as we kind of wrap up our deep dive into this law of action, I think it's important to leave people with something to, really chew on.
Yeah, like a little food for thought to take with them.
Exactly. So imagine, just for a moment, that you had the power to make one positive change in your life, starting today. What would it be?
Okay, I'm picturing it. What's next?
And maybe even more importantly, what's the very first step, even a tiny one, that you could take to make that change a reality? So it's not just about dreaming big, it's about actually taking that first step, even if it seems small.
Exactly. It's about breaking free from inertia and getting the ball rolling.
Because even those small steps can create momentum, right? It's like a snowball effect.
Exactly. And as you continue on that journey, as you take those steps, just remember that you're not alone. We're all connected. We're all supporting each other. And together, we can create a ripple effect of positive change that goes way beyond ourselves. It's amazing, isn't it, how those small steps, when you keep at them, can really add up.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to wait for the perfect moment or, have everything figured out before you start.
Exactly. You just got to start somewhere, right? Use what you've got and take that first step.
And that's what's so cool about this law of action, It's like it puts the power right in our hands. Yeah, we're not just like waiting around hoping things will change. We're actively creating that change.
So to everyone listening, whatever it is you want to do, whatever change you want to make, just take that first step.
Even if it's a tiny one, just get started.
Because every journey starts with a single step, right?
Absolutely. And remember, you're not alone on this path. We're all in this together, supporting and inspiring each other.
Creating those ripples of positive change, spreading outwards. Well, that's about it for our deep dive into the law of action. Hope you all enjoyed it and got some good stuff to think about.
Yeah, take action, make those changes, and create the life you want.
That's it for today, folks. We'll be back soon with another deep dive, so stay tuned.
Thanks so much for watching. I'm truly grateful for the support you show Metaphysical Manor and my content when you like, comment, share, and subscribe, as all of those things keep me motivated to keep making content and helps grow our amazing Soul Star community.